the Ivory Coast, the Gambia, Tanzania, Tunisia, Algeria, of course, and Ghana. These are countries that have either sacked their manager or the manager have decided to resign their appointment at the ongoing 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. On that note, welcome to a preview of the round of 16 matches between Angola and Namibia, and of course, the big one between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. After 2 days of rest, of course, action will resume on Saturday in Abidjan. And Kado Kundari and James, they are here, and of course, they are now reinvigorated as we go into the critical stage of this competition. Guys, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Femi. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. I'm looking forward to the next phase of the competition.
Yeah, okay. Of course, our fans across the world, you deserve your own AFCON because you've been awesome. Thank you so much for your company, for your time, for your support on Sport Africa. We appreciate you so much. Let's not forget, my name is Olafemi Ashalu. Let's get started. James, yesterday, former Super Eagles midfielder Dukudi was speaking, and he said Nigeria and Cameroon, they have the same shade of struggle in terms of form so far in this competition. He said both of them have not brought anything to the table, talking about ahead of the game tomorrow. Would you agree with that? Because when it comes to Super Eagles versus Cameroon, you see Cameroon, especially in the different elements, you hardly believe that it was the same Cameroon who were not in form before meeting the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And you can also say that apart from Ghana and Nigeria, I think Nigeria's biggest rival when it comes to football on the continent is Cameroon.
Yeah, he's right. Fine. The two teams now, as if they did very well in the group stage, they struggled, but just that one team struggled more than the other, which is Cameroon. They really struggled, and even their legend, Joseph Antoine Bell, he had a chat with former Super Eagles media officer Tony Bitui. So he said that they just have to improve. That so far they've not been good, but like I always say, this is the knockout stage. Teams that struggled in the group stage, I mean, this is another opportunity for them to now at least show what they can do, and that's what we're going to see from Cameroon, especially now that they are going to face one of their biggest rivals in Nigeria. You see a different approach. We've seen it in the past, and it's not going to be different. That's why I just want to keep my fingers crossed. I can't say this team is overwhelming favorite. Fine, you want to say on paper the Super Eagles will edge it, but when it comes to games like this, I mean, that it's always difficult to call. If you check out their head-to-head, the Super Eagles have won 12, and Cameroon have won 5. But in the 5 that Cameroon won, I think they won the most important ones. 3 AFCON finals. So that's where it lies there for them. And the last time they met, they had a 2-legged friendly game. That was by 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And Cameroon won one of them, and the second one was a draw. So it's going to be a big, tight contest. And I think it's the team that wants it the most for me that's going to take. It's not about what you did in the group stage. That's in the past now. We've seen it when Ghana did so poorly in the AFCON 2021 group stage. It also what happened when they played the Super Eagles in the World Cup qualifiers. So that's what I'm expecting from the Cameroon. So you all brace up for a tough battle between these two teams.
Of course, Nigeria, Cameroon, then Senegal, Ivory Coast will be headlining this round of 16 matches. Kayode, let's talk about it. Of course, like James rightly highlighted, 5 of Cameroon's victory over Nigeria at the AFCON, or even in competitive matches, have been in the AFCON final. So we can see that Nigeria have suffered so much in the hand of the Indomitable Lions. But in the last 2 meetings at the AFCON in 2004, of course, Super Eagles won 2-1, and of course, same thing in 2019. Do you see, what are you seeing in this game? Let me start with that. What are you seeing in this game tomorrow?
Oh, well, first and foremost, no 2 games are the same. I recalled in the 2019 victory, that was a controlled game. It was a game in which the Super Eagles played one of their best games of the competition. They played with so much discipline, so much control. And on the basis of what we've seen so far at this AFCON, you could be safe to say that the Eagles are slightly edge the Cameroonians in terms of output and performance. Yeah, both teams have not been at their best, but one has been a bit better than the other. But like I was saying in another forum, you cannot judge Cameroon, Nigeria on the basis of past performance. It is a debut game, form and everything goes out through the window. The same Cameroon that is struggling against all other teams will get to play Nigeria, and you would think that they've given them a performance-enhancing drug, and they would come out with all guns blazing. So if you ask me, I will be very, very cautious. I will be very, very cautious because, hey, this is Cameroon. They seem to derive this extra energy whenever it is Nigeria playing against them. And it's on that basis that I would want everyone to be very, very cautious about calling the game.
Okay. Of course, whether you and James like it or not, I'll be putting you on the hot seat to predict what will be the outcome. James, let's look at the key battle areas between Nigeria and Cameroon. In the group stage, Cameroon conceded 6 goals in 3 matches, meaning that they have a very leaky defense. But then Nigeria too have struggled to score goals. Just 1 goal in open play. Then the other 2 of the 3 goals they scored in the group stage, one was an own goal, while the other one was a penalty kick. What do you think? Cameroon, shaky defense, the Super Eagles, they struggle to score goals. It's kind of even in that area.
Well, for me, like I said, whatever the group stage, I believe in the teams. That's the good thing about you have the opportunity now to end. We all know what the Super Eagles lacking. The attack that we thought is the strongest department in the team has now become the worrying department. The defense has been tightened up. They just considered 1 goal in 3 games. Cameroon have been shipping in goals, but I bet you, Femi, going into this game, you see an improvement from both sides, because it's going to be a cautious approach. Everybody will step up their game. So we are looking. There will be kind of improvements. So hopefully the Super Eagles would have learned their lesson, and we'll see how it goes. Because Femi, like I said, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I don't know what is going to happen in this game. I can't say this is this is what is going to happen or that's going to happen. Both teams press, But when it comes to games like this, you see players giving their 150%. So Femi, it's a tough one, and we know that Vincent Abubakar might feature in this one. Somebody who has been out injured, he has not played a single game. Even Clinton in GA2, I think I heard is coming back. So I mean, just imagine somebody who's just coming back. You'd be surprised that such a player will even play more than the people who have been playing before, because it is Nigeria, Cameroon. So both teams have their areas that are lacking. So it now depends on who have done his own homework, going to this game. And let's just keep our fingers crossed.
Okay, Kyle, let's look at Nigeria. They conceded only 1 goal in 3 games in the group stage, and we can say that suggests that they have a watertight defense. But again, Cameroon, they scored 5 goals, meaning that they know how to go forward and take their chances. Now, James actually took that out of my mouth about Vincent Abubakar and Njie coming back, which is going to give Rigobert Song some advantage in that. Though the Super Eagles too have not unleashed Murphy in this competition. Does that mean that the Eagles will have the defense for the first time will be tested and will be busy?
It would be unfair to say the Eagles have not been tested. They've been tested in all 3 games. The defense held a bit together, and that's largely due to the calming presence of the goalkeeper. People tend to forget quickly. This is the same Eagles that about 2-3 days to the AFCON, everybody was fretting about the lack of adequate cover for the players that because everybody felt Uzo had not delivered on we are not impressed. Now we've had Stanley Nwabeli, who has shown that he has this calming presence in defense. He has suddenly made the Super Eagles impregnable. They now have considered just 1 goal in 3 games. He has really impressed. We must say that. So it's not it would be unfair on the team if we say they've not been tested. They have been, but then the test from Cameroon will be on another level. Cameroon will come at them for 90 minutes, one. Then secondly, this is the knockout stage. No, there's no second leg. So the attack is going to be very ferocious. It's going to be sustained and all. But like I said, I think the Super Eagles they will do well. I think personally, if you ask me, many people will not like to hear this. They will concede. They will concede. Not that they're not. I don't see them keeping a clean sheet against Cameroon. That's a fact. I don't see them. All I hope is that they cut out a lot of mistakes, because most times it is the team, it is the team that makes the fewer mistakes that goes through. Games are decided on the basis of tiny little details. So you have to make sure that you cut down your mistakes to the barest minimum. So for me, I think this defense they have stood well, apart from, I think, Senegal. They are the only one who have not considered more than a goal, apart from Senegal in all of the remaining teams. So I am of that opinion. If you ask, okay, and I think Morocco too. Morocco have just considered one goal.
One goal.
Yeah. So if you ask me, I would say that the team has done well in defense, because you have to look at where you're coming from and compare with what you are now. They've done well, but from this point going forward, the competition is going to be stiffer. The attack is going to be much more relentless. Everything will be thrown at them, including the kitchen sink. But I am sure that they would hold firm, and on the basis of that, they will help the midfield and the attack to get goals that will win the game for them.
Okay, James, let's look at the character of each of these teams. Would you say that Cameroon have a better fighting spirit? Because we can't say this game might extend to 120 minutes and even the penalty shootout. Would you say the Cameroonians have a more fighting spirit? Because if you saw the game against the Gambia, you will know that there's an element of that we have also been seeing even in the past Cameroonian squad.
We've always known the Cameroonian team for their fighting spirit. In them come at, especially when they are looking for a goal, they just kitchen sink everything out. We also saw the qualifiers World Cup. After this leg against Algeria, we thought it was done and dusted. But in the second leg, in away to Algeria, it was almost the last. You would think they were the one playing at 2. They just came all out running and they got the goal. So the Super Eagles players must know this, that they're going to play against one of Nigeria's biggest rivals after Ghana. I think it's Cameroon. So we should have an idea that this is a team that they know how to find their way to goal when they need it. They've done it most of the times in the past. And the good thing, we have some players who have faced Cameroon in the past, so they know what to expect. They know that they're going to have a battle in their hands, and they're always a different animal when it comes to the Super Eagles. So you're going to be a fight. They know that they had a lucky escape in the group stage. That's Cameroon. And they have another chance now, and they don't care whether it's Super Eagles that are in front of them. They'll give it their all. They're always on a different level when it comes to the Super Eagles. So going to be a battle, yeah. And I hope the Super Eagles player will step up, because it's going to be physical battle all through. It's going to be, you think it's more than a football game. So them, it's a battle. So they should be ready for it, and hopefully they'll take their chances, because they've been so wasteful in front of goal. So hopefully when the opportunity comes, just like what Kyle said, the tiny details that will determine this game. So the team with the fewest mistakes that will go through.
Okay, I think this is going to be the biggest, the fiercest game in this AFCON. Kyle, let's look at the midfield. Because how do you think Jose Peseiro and Gobesong should approach this game? Now, if you look at the game against Senegal, Cameroon just wanted to impose their physicality and play, aim to win, but that didn't work. The Senegalese were more tactical. And it's something that we have not really seen that much by Pesero and Rigobert Song. These two countries, I'm talking about Cameroon and Nigeria, they have wingers, basic wingers, fullbacks who can go all to help the attack. Now, if the fight falls into the central defensive area, do you think Nigeria will survive? Bearing in mind what we've seen by Nigeria so far, because against Equatorial Guinea, we saw at a point that Equatorial Guinea literally took over the defense from Nigeria, the midfield from Nigeria.
Like I always told you, Femi, I hate knowing the job of the coach for him, because he's the one who is paid to think and to fashion out whatever he thinks is the best way to attack this game. We haven't seen like practically all the games so far in the group stage. I think I can say a thing or two about themes. And I think if I were in his shoes, wearing his cap now, I would play the same way I played against Ivory Coast, with an extra man in the middle. That often throws teams off balance when they come against the Super Eagles.
Okay, you will not, right? You will not.
I will play with an extra man in the middle. And if you're going to do that, they could just play with a three at the back like they did against Ivory Coast. Once they play a three-man defense, of course, Olaina and whoever is playing on the left will play as wing backs. So that will allow Aguero, Calvin Bassey, and Ekong. We don't know his state of health, whether he's fully recovered or not. But if he's recovered, I would play him. If he's not, I will play Semi Ajayi. Although I would like to have played an Ekong, because Ekong has the strength and presence of mind. So once you have that extra man in the middle, and that extra man could either be Olaina or the guy Seidu or whoever is playing from the left.
Yeah.
So that will give you an extra man in the middle. And what that means is you could have a man who will sit in front of the back of the central defense, and that's like a double four in the middle. That will really help, because what's his name? The guy from Napoli, Anguissa, even though he has not said
Anguissa,
yet. Anguissa, he has not said the competition alight yet, but he is the pivot around which the Cameroon team revolves. So it's easy to tell the kind of person he is going to be in that position. So if you have an extra man, what happens is, apart from him, there's also a certain I hope I get the name right, Kennen, that plays just behind him, pops up and tries to play, to sweep up whatever Anguissa has missed. So that's the person who the extra man is actually going to be looking out for. And if you're able to do that, what that means is it's going to free you to bump down the wings, and make sure that you pin the Cameroonian fullbacks back in their spot. You do not allow them to make that the kind of foray that could help their midfield and subsequently their attack. In attack, I think if you have a three-man defense, it will help to blunt the Cameroon attack. Yeah, they have scored. You said 5 goals, but the 5 goals, how many of them came from the attackers? The guy in central defense, Christian Wu or whatever his name is, popped up to score against Gambia in their last game. And for me, what that shows is that, fine, they have people who could score all over the pitch, but what it means is that if you keep a very good eye on their defender, on their top strikers, it would afford you the chance to pin them. But if you allow the Cameroonians to seize the initiative and come at you, they could be very, very dangerous. So that extra man will be the joker in the pack. And of course, at the point, you're talking about defense, although midfield, at the point, I would advise, if I had the opportunity, I would advise Pesero to play what's his name now? A Teremorphy at the point in the game. I do not see that Cameroonian defense stop Teremorphy and Osimhen at the same time. I don't see that happening.
Okay, all right. James, I would have loved to ask you about what you think about the impact Osimhen will have in this game. But a lot of Nigerians have said that the guy seems to have lost his confidence. Let's talk about Angola and Namibia because of time. James, Angola top their Group D, and in a group that had Burkina Faso, Mauritania, and of course Algeria. Then Namibia, they already made history at the tournament, of course. But would you say this is an even matchup? Namibia, nobody expected them to get this far. Get there in the round of 16. Then the pedigree that Angola have, Angola will be eyeing their third quarterfinal. Having played in 2008 and 2010, they'll be looking at another one in 2024. Do you think it is still an even matchup?
The thing is, you might want to just give it a slight edge to Angola, but they are from the same region, Southern Africa, and Namibia have played against the biggest team in Southern Africa, which is Bafana, and they lost. So I think they would have learned one or two. I think that was the lesson they learned when they went into the game and they were able to hold out and qualify. So it's going to be tough. I won't say Angola edges it 100%. They're going to have their hands full. This is a new terrain for Namibia, and they want to give it their all. So it's going to be a close contest. It's going to be like a derby. So close one, like I said, and I think it will be judged by the odd. I think the problem with Namibia is they don't score goals. I think they only score one goal in the group stage. They won the shock win against Tunisia. They lost to South Africa. So they scored only one. So they are the side that have scored a lot of goals. In a stage like this, I mean, you just have to start taking your chances, because this is knockouts. They don't have an idea how this they've never been here before, so it's a new experience for them, So Angola have been here before, and I don't know how they're going to do it, because the pressure might get to them. But we never can tell. Since it's a derby and it's going to be a very tight contest, and but I will edge towards Angola. I slightly edge towards Angola. I think the little experience they have. And Namibia, I don't know how they bounce back. Fine, they did well in the group stage, but I mean, they're going to have their hands. They're going to give a good fight, just like the way they did against South Africa. But I still think Angola will have enough to just edge it against them.
Yeah, I think Namibia should be one of the teams that failed to combat their chances with the highest chances and the AFCON, but they failed to combat. Kayode, like you said, or like you've always been saying, Namibia, they are one of those things that they've come this far, and if they get knocked out in the round of 16, they can hold their heads high and say, yeah, we've done ourselves proud. But again, we can say that, excuse me, if they get their tactics right, they could even make more history against Angola, because sometimes teams like this, you wouldn't even know who to mark.
Yeah, they could, to be honest, and if they go out now, they would go out with their heads held high, because nobody expected them to be here. But I'm not going to deceive you. Playing against Angola, they will meet a very, very formidable opposition. The Angolan team are underrated. Nobody has paid much attention to them. I'm not sitting here to tell you that they're going to win the competition, but I can tell you for a fact that team is very, very compact, very, very solid. I'm talking about the Angolans now. Their captain, Freddie, is it reminds me every inch of a Friday Epo in his days. You're gonna see him play against Namibia, and I can
the fat guy with dreads.
Yes, with dreads. He's their captain, Freddie.
I've also taken note of him.
Yeah, look out for him. Each time he is on the ball, I am always happy. And then they have that striker who is I've forgotten his name now, who celebrates in that weird way of his, celebrating like a beast when he scores. I think he has 2 goals yet. But look at something, I can't remember the exact name now. So the Angolan team, I will tip them to edge this game. Honestly, I would tip. Of course, miracles happen in football, anything where things have happened. But in this game, if you ask me, I think the Angolans should put this away, because they just have too much quality against Namibia. Against other teams, maybe I will have a different opinion. But then, you can be sure that the Namibians will also entertain you with their slick passing, the way they play. Honestly, I've been impressed by the Namibians. So just going head up against Angola, they will have too much to deal with. And then the Angolans also had what's the guy's called? Jelson. I think Jelson has like 2 goals. If I'm not mistaken, he was in the CAF team of the group stage.
Yeah.
That's for you to know the kind of quality the Angolans have. And I've talked about 3 key players now that they are going to unleash against the Namibians. And for me, those are very, very important players. So I expect a very good game. From this stage going forward, there shouldn't be any average games, because if you're not good enough, you're not going to be here at the end of the group stage. But I look forward to that game. The game between Namibia and Angola.
Yeah, and
I
Angola.
would tip
Okay.
Angola to win that game.
Okay, of course, like you said, Namibia, their greatest undoing has been converting their chances. Now, of course, they will be getting the round of 16 underway tomorrow, Saturday, before the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon will entertain the entire world. I know the eyes of the entire world will again be fixed on the AFCON, because, of course, if you follow the foreign media, it is been about AFCON, AFCON. Now, guys, time to put you guys on the seat. James, you've been trying to dodge prediction on the show. The round of the group stage, I should say, is ended now. Let's start with Namibia, Angola.
I'll say 1-0 Angola.
2-0?
1-0 Angola.
1-0 Angola.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Kayode, you already said it. The Namibians will have too much on their plate, but let's get your prediction.
I would say 2-0.
2-0.
Yes.
Okay, so Kayode, I still stay with you. Cameroon, Nigeria.
2-1. Nigeria will win 2-1.
You almost said Cameroon.
No, I was going to say that, I mean Nigeria will win 2-1. I expect them to go 2 goals up. The Cameroonians will pull one back, and that will end the game.
Wow.
Anything other than that, I am not going to be involved. I'll
Okay.
say 2-1.
Wow. So it will be a tough one to see Nigeria score 2 goals for the first time in this competition.
Yeah.
James, what do you think? Cameroon, Nigeria.
Yes, I'll go with Kayode, 2-1 Nigeria.
Why are you going with Kayode? Come on now.
I don't see the Super Eagles stopping the Cameroon from scoring.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. So that is noted. James, Namibia versus Angola, 1-0 in favor of Angola. Then Cameroon, Nigeria, 2-1 to Nigeria. Kayode, Namibia, Angola, he said 2-0 in favor of Angola. Then Cameroon, Nigeria, 2-1 in favor of Nigeria. Fans across the world, please let's know your prediction for these matches. Of course, like we said, the boys have been separated from the men now. So what we have left at the AFCON 2023 AFCON is the men. And the round of 16 matches will be starting tomorrow, Saturday, in Abidjan. Let's know what you think. Namibia versus Angola, then Nigeria versus Cameroon. Guys, thank you so much for your analysis on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Femi. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye, Femi. Hopefully the Super Eagles will. Good luck to them.
Okay, all right. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Please share our videos. Let's know whatever thoughts you have about this AFCON, how impressed you've been about the quality of games, the organization, the security, and everything. Please let us know in the comment section. And of course, by God's grace, on Sunday, we will be back to review Nigeria's game against the Cameroon. I'm sure even if the game extends to penalty shootout, at least some person must have missed it by Sunday morning. We'll be back to look at that game, of course, Namibia versus Angola. And of course, for matches that will be taking place on Sunday. I remain Ashalolo Afem. My producer, thank you for always doing this for us. We'll see you all. Bye for now.